Hello YouTube and welcome to our 21st Unity 3D tutorial, and as I said last time, if you are following the series, in this tutorial we're going to make our game better, add a better landscape so we don't have to look at a wall and some basic stuff. So what I'm planning is eventually adding big cities, like so we have like country, city, snowland, space station, so we can go up to a different planet on another level. I don't know, because this would be really cool. So first I'm just going to go to architecture. I'm just going to get a few basic models, like what we can just put into our game to make it look cooler, make it look better, things we can like experiment with. So like first thing I see is this temple here, and as you can see this temple here, it's like got some stairs and like an empty gap in the middle. So like I was thinking we could put like a bowl or something there and mess with some particle effects eventually, and like put some fire there or some smoke or something. Thought that'd be really cool. So thank you to, oh look at that sad coincidence, me. I made this model. It is freely available to download from this 3D models site, which will be on there. So I've already downloaded that, so we can use that. And another one what I downloaded was page 2. You can download any of these. There's probably more sites with more. If you ever find a good site with loads of models in, post a link in the comments or something and I'll check it out. And if it's good, I'll put it in the description so everyone else can share it. So because that would be really cool if like we create an environment where everybody shares it, because then we're like, well yeah, it'd be really cool. So the other one I found was, when I find it, this one and this one. I only got 3 because this city one's a big one. So what this is a big city, and it's like it's not just this, it's got every single building here. So I think Chester building is like the main one, the middle one I'm not sure, but then I think it's included all this as well. And I also got this cabin. It looks basic, yes, but it looks like we could have a door here, and that could be a great way to start teaching how to switch levels. And plus that could be a country house. I think it is a country house. A cabin, yeah, a cabin is a country house. So that's really cool. So I've downloaded them and stuck them in the models to save us time, because the New York one took a long time to download. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you the models. So we have the cabin, and if ever you're spawned and it's not there, if you look at the position 00, it's because we started our game at a different location. The actual location of that is all the way over there. That's where we should have started our game. That might have just been an error with me, but all you can do is just double click it or press F on it. As you can see, it's on its side. So what you can do is you can either grab the X, Y or Z, or type it in, but I already know that this is going to be -90 to be up straight. You can either say -90 or 270, they both do the same, it doesn't really matter which way. So as you can see, turn our lights off, we have a basic cabin. It's got kind of glass in, and we're like, we can make a character not go in it, and what we can do is when our character hits this door here, it like click, and then it switches to another level. So looking at this, the only thing I may change on it is the grass. Like, the grass is good, but if we're going to have our own terrain, we probably not want the grass. So all I'm going to do is double click it, and hopefully your model, what you've got, if it's got a land and you don't want it, is hopefully it'll let you delete it. Do you want to use prefab? Yes, because we create another one. So there's our cabin. So what we're going to do is just rename this here, well, the folder, so F2 or right click rename, and I'm just going to call this wood cabin. Yep. And we're going to drag this and stick it over nearer. In fact, I'm going to rename it on here as well. Cabin to wood cabin. As soon as we find all the rest, so we'll drag it all the way over there. All the way over there. And it's far up. I think I've got a feeling this is going to be really, really small. So we may need to delete this and do that again. We could just scale it, but then, that messed up. Come on, where are you? There, so you come here. Yes, that is very, very tiny. So unless we want our thing full of dwarfs, which I guess we don't. So what we're going to have to do is delete that again. Get this cabin, drag it to about here so we can see it, and then not delete anything on it first, and then change the size. So I'm going to change this size, but it's pretty small, so I'm going to change it to 1 at the scale factor, which we did, and click generate colliders here. That'll make it so it generates the mesh collider we've already covered, and click apply. Whoa. So, big, too small. We need to test it, so we can rotate it without it losing prefab. So click it, -90 or 270 again. So move it close to the floor. I don't. So if we test it near our character, drag it up close to him. If it's too big, then we resize it. Yeah, I don't think Shao Kahn's as big as a house. So cabin and change it again. So it doesn't actually have to be that much bigger. So I'm just gonna go just a 2.2. And there we go. Well, I'm just gonna say 2.5. Leave it at 2.5. If it's too big, it's too big. There we go. That'll do. So now we have a huge log cabin. But I'm guessing that's as big as a normal house. Probably is, yeah. So what we're going to do is keep that there for now. And now we can double click the grass and delete it. And if you can't do that on yours, you may have to take it into a modelling program. But also ask the permission of the owners. Like, that one was simpler to do. We're not going to sell this, so it's not going to do anything. So now we've done the wall cabin. Let's do the basic temple. I already know that this is how I want it. See, you've got many to choose from. I'm going to use that one. Drag it in. And drag it over here. Zoom in. Drag it up. Drag it across. And drag it across. Come up. Where are you? There we go. Come here. As you can see, it is huge. Too big for us. So what we're going to do is click it. Well, the one we did, I think it was that one. I hope it's that one. Click generate colliders, and this can be 0.6. Just from a rough guess. Let's see. This is very tedious. Like, you don't really want to do this in the modelling program itself, because if you get the slightest proportion out, you have to go back and edit it again. But whereas this way, all you have to do is edit one thing. So half the size of that. It doesn't need to be as big as a log cabin, just enough so like he's got room above his head. I don't want it to be a big temple. This temple was made in 3ds Max, and feel free to use it. You can sell with it or do anything you want, really. It's basic, so I wish I could talk to you sometimes. That'd be so much easier, just to ask you what do you think. But oh well. Where are you? Where's he gone? Nah, I still think that's a bit too big. This is very tedious. So, 0.1, final offer. Please work. Fingers crossed, because we've still got the city to do. Ah, that's too big. Too small. Yeah. So, 0.2. 0.2 should settle it a nice one. If not, 0.25. And there we go. I like that. There we go, that's a nice size. Our character should be able to still walk up it. So I'm going to stick that here. And now what I'm going to do is drag our, well, as you can see, it's already named Basic Temple, so we don't need to rename that. Just drag the NYC New York on. This should be good. As you see, it is huge. But a lot of the buildings haven't got textures. In fact, a lot of them haven't got textures at all. Well, I don't think we could use it. We could use this model if we want to spend time texturing it, and it's not the light. That's just not had materials on it. I just think we're going to delete that one, so delete that. So we'll just use 2 models. Oh, go away. There we go. Oh well, we've still got 2 very good models. So what we're going to do now is I want to delete this. Actually, do I want to delete it? No. What we're going to do is get rid of the trees. So this could be different for you. This is just basically watching me tutorial, so you can skip this tutorial if you like, or you can watch it, it's up to you. But all I'm going to do is hold shift 2 and then erase these trees. I want to make it all one big size, and I'm only editing this floor here. For now, I'm going to keep, in a minute I'm going to delete the rest, but except the water I'm going to keep that. So for this, what I'm going to do is go to the paint height, yep, set it to 0, biggest brush we've got, and paint it to all 0. I'm working on this the other day, just a little story for you all, at the place I go to college, and like the computers they have there, like my computer is nowhere near a top spec computer. It's like 2-3 years old now, but wow, were they struggling to do this. It's like you drag it and then it'd drag, and it was like as big as this, probably even smaller, but yeah. Anyway, oh, random Rocket Dock there. If anyone ever asked, that there is called Rocket Dock. It's just basically a Mac bar what comes up for Windows, because I don't like Macs. Yeah, so now we're going to go to our paint, and we're going to paint back on all this. Come on, paint. Is it just me, or does that like tile poorly? Oh, I got an error here that it says it doesn't match 3DS. You've seen all the models they work, so I'm just going to clear that. We don't need them. Can we edit this? So if we click it, edit texture, edit, like tile size, we'll double it. It's a bit better. 60. No, that's too bad. 1. No, that's bad. 7.5. 7.5. That's good enough. I'll keep it at that. So I just tiled it again. That's the exact same as clicking on, say, a cube or something, and that's based. Can't remember. Let's click it. And where's our wall? We need to find the wall there. It's basically the same as changing this tiling here. So what I'm going to do to this one now is I'm going to paint back over this here because I can see it, and then I'm going to go to terrain, set resolution, and change it. So 200 is pretty big. It takes us a while, but not big enough. So what I'm going to do is boom it up to 600. The height you don't really want to edit. Boom. Now we have a big map. What we could do is put the walls there now. So if we get the wall, Control D or Command D to duplicate, or right click duplicate, it's up to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it up to here and put it here. I'm going to rename this to invisible underscore wall. And what I'm going to do is stretch this all the way across, like so. There we go, we have an invisible wall. But if we look at it from this end, it's tiny. So stretch it up big. And unless your game's like this, you don't really want a wall like that. So what I'm going to do is go to this view, drag it up, come back, test it. Yeah, that'll do. So our character obviously can't jump up that high, because it can't even jump up that one. So what I'm going to do now is go into the Y view and click the invisible wall and untick mesh renderer here. So now it's got no mesh, so but it is still there. As you can see, it'll be an invisible wall. We won't be able to touch it. Now what I'm going to do is click it, Control/Command D, drag it to this end. Control/Command D. Then I'm going to rotate it 90 on the X-axis. Okay, no, I'm not. On the Y-axis, there we go. I'm going to drag it and put it this end. Oh no, that one. Yep. And there. However, if we drag it to Control D and drag it to this side, we may have a big problem. We can't get there. So all I'm going to do for that is grab the scale tool and scale it down enough so that we can put one this side. That'll do. Well, actually, no, I'm going to leave it like that, full big. Drag these invisible walls to floor 2. And then put floor 2 on top of all these. So, as you can see, we have a huge landscape compared to what we did have. So, that's amazing. And then we're going to delete this floor. And drag these two out. Drag the directional light into floor 2. So basically it's all me, and get rid of this floor. Rename this to the floor. It can be the floor, like the captain. There we go. Now if we were to run over there, we wouldn't be able to get through that. However, we have a problem. The water here. So an easy way to fix that would be to click the floor, click the terrain height. Well, drag all these out first. Yeah, drag them into wall or something just to keep them safe. And like we did for the water, what we're going to do is increase the height to say 50. Well, that will go big. And then we will expand everything. I was doing this as well at college the other day, trying to do this for a game I'm creating, not this one, something else, and like it was so slow, like you go like to do this it'd take ages, like a good 10 minutes, and like doing this here, it's, I know, as you can see, it's not very fast, but it's faster than when it was at college. Oh, this could take forever. I'm gonna cut this part out if I remember. But anyway, that's finally done, and drag that down. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about the community thingy-majig, but it's just an idea. You never know if it'll happen or not, so go put that there. And what we're going to do is not see any of our houses. How good's that? We'll just drag it up a tiny bit, just so we can see everything. Yeah. I don't like that. That was ISO view, it's like, no, you don't want to hit it. What I'm going to do is try and get the wall, because I remember the wall was close. This is a bad thing with terrains, is if you use a cube you can see the gap, but if you don't then you can't. So as you can see the gap now, so that'll do. There, we've got enough. If not, we just arrange a couple of things. So there we have, except we have the water missing here. So what we will have to do eventually is recreate that water. It won't take long, but I don't actually think that would do that, but so what we'll do is just stick it there for now, and what we'll eventually do is recreate it back into it so it's part of the landscape, and then it fits in, it'll be really good. So what we're going to do now is delete our, I want to delete the, what was I going to delete? I'm going to go into the wall and move all this stuff back to the floor, and then what I was going to do is delete the directional light, because we don't want that. Put our light back on, it's really dark. But what I was thinking is if we go game object, create other, and then we use the directional light, which is basically a sun. But what about if we get a point light? So this one, if we zoom in and drag it close to the floor, as you can see, the floor begins to illuminate. Closer we get to it, the brighter it gets. So what I'm thinking is street lamps, but we haven't got no street lamps yet. So we need to obviously need to see our game. So what I was thinking is change the range to 50, put it about there. That's a nice kind of lighting. Drag this into the floor, duplicate it, move it across, so we can have lights, just basic lights on the top of the items we need. Like, this is basically a night scene, but what I'm going to do is just change it to 500, because you can now see our game a lot better. There we go. So now we don't need the other 2-point lights, so we can delete them. There we go, but we've got a nice bright scene, but however if you look, it's only that area, it's roughly about everything else is dark, to like, yeah, you could use a flashlight or something. The game doesn't look that big, but if you look at this perspective from our character, like there, I mean look how long, it's, you can't even see our character, that little pixel there, and we've got all this to go, so it's pretty big for now. So what we're going to do is space it out a bit, like put this here, I don't know, we can get rid of this wall, well actually I'm going to keep that, I like that wall because that's the first thing we ever did, so we're going to just randomly keep that there. Yes, and I say there, a lot of people at college laugh, but I say there, and that's just where I was born, that's what I will say, because I like it. So we're going to click the cabin when it decides to work, and then drag it across, there we go. We're going to zoom in and make sure we can actually hit the stairs. Well obviously that's going through the floor, so that's not right. Oh, that's what I don't like about it, you can't see, but that's good enough. Then I'm just going to drag it up on the Y view because I can't see the step. So I'm just going to put it there. So it's kinda it. We'll still be able to hit it, and we should be able to walk up to it. The text building, we know that's fine. We know. Well, I want to make this bigger, the battery place, because it is tiny compared to our character. So if I grab the battery place, I think it was that one, and drag it up to 0.3, so it's like 3 times the size. And there we go. That's a bit better. What we're going to do is we're going to drag this, and we're going to put it over here, like so it's defending the corner. Far away, but all we can do is stick a point right there. So grab our point light, Control D, bring it across. Obviously, I don't think it'll be that. Well, actually, what's it look like? Oh, take the range down to 300. Light it up. Something went wrong there. Right, we'll sort that out another time because I want to get back on with the level design. I'm having fun. So that's that. And so we've got our text building. We're gonna move my cabin again back over here, and then we're gonna like rotate it. Yeah, that'll do. So we've got all that, and what I'm gonna quickly do is create a new empty game object and call this landscape, like so, or landscapes. So we can stick our battery place, temple, cabin, text building, and wall and water floor into this landscapes folder, and then drag Darth Vader into enemies. That's because it's a lot more neatly laid out now. So what I'm going to do is create another point light. The spotlight was good, but no, it was also bad at the same time. So I'm just going to get rid of that. That's why we're doing this. Get that one, drag it up here, and change it down to 200. That'll do. Now we have a basic lighter system game. Light, and we can like put enemies in everywhere. What we're gonna do is just drag the coins out from the top view, just lay them out a bit better. I'm gonna go here, here, there. I don't know. We're just randomly doing it now. Of course, we've got to put one near the cabin, one near the battery place, and one near the text building. I don't. I actually still fancy Darth Vader being over there, so I'm just going to move him back over so he stays with his battery cannon. There. And since I think he's got a rigid body with gravity, yep, if he's off the floor he will still hit it. I don't believe he is. Well, he's going through the floor. If we left it like that, he would fall through the floor. So what we're going to do is just lift him up. Yeah. What's Deathstroke like? Through the floor. Shang Tsung. Through the floor. Shao Kahn. Through the floor. If we leave a rigid body partly through the floor, it'll just fall through the floor and not come back. So we'll keep him there. What's the centre like? Through the floor. Well, I hasn't got a rigid body, so that doesn't really matter. But I think everything's gone through the floor. That's not good. Oh well. No. Text building. Apparently, it's part of it's over here as well. So we'll just drag that up. So that's a bit better, not brilliant. Battery place I would have guessed would be near like a sea. This is what I'm imagining it like. It to be a sea scene with like, you know, on the coast. Well, that's probably why it's called coastal. But then on the beach and like in World Wars, like have cannons. Like when people come ashore, it like fire, and that's what I'm imagining it is. If I'm wrong, please comment in down here or whatever, and show me. But otherwise, I'm keeping it as a sand scene. So, do we have any sand? We have dirt. That will do. I like dirt, kinda. What we're just gonna do is paint it on. Not brilliant. We're gonna fade the opacity out. Bring the brush size down. Fade, make it look like it's fading out. Very poorly. Oh, it's because the target strength. So, Bring the opacity up. Bring target strength down. It's not brilliant, but yeah, we'll stick some walls or something there eventually. See if we can like fade this out a bit. Like, target strength not much, opacity not much, brush size quite big. What we do is just see if we can paint this back. No, wrong one, that one. Why is it still painting that one? Oh, it's painting on top of it, that's why. I wonder what it was doing then. So we've kinda got it, but it looks a bit crap. Take it down, it shouldn't be that big. Yeah. That's looking a bit better. Well, that's okay. We'll probably draw that better another time. But yeah, we've got a beach scene, kind of. We could add some trees now. So like, get our big tree. Have we got any more trees yet? See if we have. Tree. No, we've got one tree. Have we? No, we have a palm tree. Yeah, let's add a palm tree in as well. So we've got two types of trees. Go back to the painting and make this scene this bit bigger. Like so. Yeah. And then what I'm thinking is if we bring target strength down, fade it out again. Yeah, that'll just, I really can't fade out. I'll probably need to work on that. Yeah. Now what we could do is get our palm trees, stick them like here. Oh, too much. We take the variation down a bit. Same with that one, the density. See if it's any better. No, we need one click. One click. One click. One click. That's pretty good, but it's a bit much if we bring the brush size down. Then get rid of this one, this one, this one, these two, these, so we can like create a little path. Come back to it, add a couple in. Make the brush size a bit bigger. Yeah. So we've like got a nice little path, and we could like fade this path out. Completely lost track. So you brush size way down. It does disappear. Don't freak out when it does that. That's just basically trying to save, like, what to call it, processor power, so it doesn't like destroy your computer and it doesn't lag really badly while you try to paint, because the lag is the last thing you want. Oh, just randomly scratching my head. Right, so come back, bring the target strength down, come back in, like fade it out up to dark fade, and he can be stood there. Now I've got a nice little path scene, that looks quite good. Yep, I don't know what happens to palm trees when it's not wind somewhere. I'm guessing they stay there. So drag the tree size, brush size up, so we can like, let's draw forest scene. Forest. Yeah, that'll do. If we get rid of the lights so we can see everything. Now we've got a nice little forest scene. We can say that's the savannah, even though savannah will be more that coloured. But yeah. And then we can like do a mix here, like 1, 2, paint these on. I don't know. That looks quite good like that. So we'll keep that there. So as you can see, we have 4 corners. We have coast area kinda. We have our, well, I'm guessing this one would have trees on too. So we may as well paint around here. And what we could do is like paint down here and like build a path up. Our game's very tree heavily based because just trees are awesome. So as you can see, these trees might actually be tiny. We may have to come back in and edit the trees' heights. But as you can see, we have trees and it leads up to a path up to here. drag it out a bit, like make it having to work for the path and not like just walk through everything. This year we get a lot of trees bouncing up at the edges, but you just ignore that, they'll go eventually. So if we try our again. Oh, too loud. Hopefully it won't lag. There we go. So I'm going to shoot this guy. Stop shooting me. Oh yeah. Don't worry about my Hadouken's not working. That's something I was trying for a future to and I must not revert it back. Well, we can jump up there. We can like put one here and have fire on it. Can we super run? No. So the water's over there. That's going to take us forever. So what I'm just going to do is quickly go to our character. Just quickly boost it up so we can see it. Right, so if we get the movement, speed. So it was on 12. So if we double 12, 24. Double 24, 48. That'll do. We should zoom round. So that guy should stop shooting us, hopefully. Leave us alone. There we go. We've got the search building. So we can run over here. We have a coin. Collect the coin. Ding.
Don't make me destroy you.
Done. Yes, okay, Darth Vader. Whatever you think. I don't know what's gone wrong with that, but oh well. The trees are actually a nice size, so as you can see, it's still trying to shoot us. We have our trees here. When they reload like that, that's just basically they disable them and like make them a poster of the tree, so it's like a picture's a lot less than a 3D model processor heavy. So oh, we can walk through, and then what it does is that's why it does it. Oh, that's it. So we can like level change. You are now entering house. I don't know. And then you can get lost. We can like add a mini map. That'd be a good one for next tutorial. The only reason that's doing that is because I've sped it up so much. You need to go away. Yeah, now stay down. So I think that's quite. Look, as you saw, Shang Tsung was working the other day. Now he doesn't, but he does. And what we could do is also add a timer so you can't spam it like that. That's a quick feature we just basically add. If it's been pressed, you have to wait for 2 seconds or something. This we need to increase the size of because as you see that's the door. Our character is huge. So that needs to be much bigger. But then we have a water which we'll fix. We also have the first person mode which I never use. Well, once you get used to a game. So like what we could do next is either add some particle effects. We could do another landscape scene. So write in the comments if you really want to suggest a type. We could add some more sounds. We could add some collision. Add some more levels. We could finally do some more levels and add that. So teach you how to switch levels. We could add a death scene, a mini map. There's loads of things. What's he gonna say?
Don't make me destroy you.
Shh. Mean. Can we kill him? I wonder if we set it up. No, we set Darth Vader to be invincible. How cool. So, yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed. And see you later.